Howdy y'all, I am Ice Gold, and today we're going to be discussing that little building up there yet again. There's been quite a number of controversies that have surrounded the Bazaar ever since Test Realm dropped, and it's been a turbulent month for the community, and you know, all of us want answers, all of us want to sort of understand the rationale behind some of the recent changes. Initially on Test Realm there was the whole thing where, you know, you couldn't sell empowers for more than, like, I don't know, 400 gold or whatever it was, because the algorithm was screwed up, and they fixed that. That was never intentional, and I'm glad that they fixed that. But today's Bazaar video is going to be about the cooldown and I guess just sort of the logistics of adding a player trading system, because I was on KI Live on Thursday, as some of you may know, and Ratbeard actually brought this up on his own. I was actually about to ask the question. I had it like typed out in my all Discord's DMs. Anyway, it was a whole thing, but Ratbeard started talking about, like, oh, you know, I'm surprised none of the content creators have brought this up, you know, seconds before I was going to say something, but he said, I'm surprised nobody's brought this up, but the Bazaar, the auction house, there's been, like, changes related to that, regarding that. English is hard, but there's been changes related to that, and there's been apparently some bugs, and there's been some bugs that their tech team has been working on. Best case scenario, they can get those fixed without having to do a maintenance. That's what they were talking about. Just doing like a quick little CSR, sort of like what they would do when some illegal item ended up in the crown shop. That's happened a good few times, but that's what they want to do, best case, to fix those bugs with how reagents sort of appear, because you can sell them and then they won't appear, and that's not intentional. They are working to fix that. What is intentional, and this has been very disappointing to me and basically like 98.6% of the community, the cooldown in general existing, like selling an item. So, okay, you sell an item, right? And then there is a bit of a lag between when you sell that item and when it actually appears in the Bazaar. And yeah, that's been very unpopular, because for 15 years, going on 16 pretty soon, I can't remember exactly when it was added, I think it was early 09, but going on 16 years here, we have been able to sell things to the Bazaar and then have them immediately pop up and then just buy them like that. And there has been a whole, I mean, Ratbeard mentioned he didn't want there to be like a black market or whatever, but that is what there has been. And for 15 years, it didn't really feel like the devs ever had a problem with that. But apparently they do now, and they've decided, you know, November of 2024 was the time to finally tackle it. So yeah, so there's now a lag of about half an hour is what has been reported. I didn't actually ask them for specifics on that. I probably should have, but still, there is a lag between when you sell an item and when it pops up, and that's been very unpopular, as we all know. And I mean, I've kind of pressed him on this. I kind of pressed Ratbeard. I was like, please reconsider. The whole community would like it if you would reconsider, because, like, what the hell are you doing with that? So that's where we're at with the Bazaar. There's a lag between when you sell an item and when it pops up, and no one likes that, but their rationale has been, and this Artie, actually, designer Artie, has been with the company since 2008, 2009, and he was there when the Bazaar was made, and apparently the team from back then did not want there to be a player trading system, and, like, I guess the Bazaar just as a whole was sort of like a venture that felt risky to take for them. But either way, Artie has not wanted there to be a player trading system, and the de facto trading system that we've had for the last 15 going on 16 years has been through the Bazaar. And of course there's been flaws with that, you know, there's no auction gear, of course, but if it ain't broke, I mean, I guess technically it was broke, but if it's such a beloved feature, why are we fixing it? quote-unquote fixing it. It's like, that feels very anti-community, and I mean, you're never going to see me get behind that, because it makes no sense to suddenly, out of the blue, tackle this now. And with Artie having been at the company for so long, just doing it now, I mean, I guess it was a ticking time bomb. He was going to do it eventually, so yeah, it's just I'm trying to see if I can get him to budge. I have contacted him regarding setting up just an interview that I could record and then post here at some point, but it is a weekend at this point, and it's the holiday season, so maybe that'll be like a next week sort of thing, but I do want to at least hear his rationale and see if there's any room for him to bend on this, because the Bazaar as a trading system had its share of flaws. I understand that they have wanted to tackle bots, which might be the whole reason for them adding the lag in the first place in this update and never before, but now, I mean, with the lag in place, botting is sort of the only way that you can reliably get reagents. And for those of us that don't want to bot the Bazaar, those of us that don't want to install third-party software to, you know, get turquoise, that's a true story, by the way. I had to go and, like, beat the tar out of Cronus one time, because I wanted to craft the life resist ring for a fight in Chrysalis on my budget walkthrough character. And instead of being able to sell one of the copious amounts of turquoise that I had, like from my storm, I had to actually go out and fight a boss for that. And I was like, okay, bro, come on, why are we doing this? It's like that. It's like before, I could have very easily just sold the thing and been fine with it, and just bought it on Daphne, and that would have been it. It would have worked out, and it would have been fine. I could have crafted the ring without having to go to all this extra trouble, but that is no longer the case. And yeah, I mean, apparently their reaction to hearing about things like that was, we should make the crafting quests easier. We should make things easier to craft. And I'm like, I guess that would be nice in some cases, but that's not really the solution we're looking for. If things are hard to craft, that's fine with us. Like, for some of these crafting quests, it should be hard. I mean, there's not really many things in this game that are necessarily challenging. That hat looks really cool. Wow. But yeah, it's like there's not many things that are like too terribly hard to craft, and like a dedicated player, even on a budget account, I was breezing through the crafting quests. Like, I did have to like do a little extra work for the Zafaria crafting quest, but everything else, I mean, I just played through to like level 100 and I was able to get the stuff to craft. So I mean, it wasn't too terribly hard. I don't think they need to make crafting stuff easier at the expense of giving up the Bazaar. It's like that doesn't really sit right with me. And I guess I've been kind of rambling. Y'all kind of get it by now. It's like this thing that they've done has been very unpopular, and I would like to get to know their rationale. I do want to interview Artie about this, because he is sort of the one spearheading this change. He is the one that brought it about. He is the one that has always wanted to bring it about. And I want to talk to him and get to know why he's doing this, and if there might be any way that he could maybe compromise and do something to at least let us players trade again. Because the Bazaar, like I was starting to say earlier, it did have flaws as a trading system, and I think that if there were to be an actual trading system, that would solve all of the problems, and I would be happy to have the lag in the Bazaar if we could actually trade items to one another as players. And that, I think, is the solution, and I really hope that when I do eventually talk to Artie, he can sort of see that this is a widely requested feature. I mean, he's probably heard about this feature being widely requested for so many years, but I just want to see his rationale, and I want to see if we can maybe play into that and see if we can't get him to change his mind on things. So if any of y'all have any reasons why you want to see a player trading system beyond the obvious ones of like why the hell not, then definitely leave a comment. I would be happy to read those and just see what y'all say. So for now, thank y'all for watching. I've been Ice Gold. I'm going to try and get that interview with Artie, and preferably post it by the end of the week. But yeah, for now, thank y'all for watching. I have been Ice Gold. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave like 50 comments for the algorithm. My Discord is down in the description if you want to chat with me some more. Is that the Mammoth Mini? Okay, it doesn't draw from my neck anymore. Anyway, that's fine. But anyway, my Discord is down in the description if you want to chat with me some more, and I will see y'all later.